What I'm recommending about people that buy this, that want to buy one of these, or already have, if you already have one, get yourself in a position where you can get rid of it. If you are thinking about buying one of these, don't buy one. Like, EcoDiesels. Don't get me started on EcoDiesels, man. These things are such a big scam. Like, you want to get a 1500 truck with a diesel truck that'll pull this and that, save you on gas. But you know, as a matter of fact, a lot of these EcoDiesels, whoever does them, Chevy or whatever. Like, hey, this is just my personal opinion. I know we've all made purchases we regret. If you have one of these, I recommend you sell it. You know, I'm not trying to poke fun at anyone or anything. It's just from my personal experience and what I've seen on these trucks. None of these little V6 diesel trucks kind of last. Like, all of them have issues. So this one right here, we've actually had a couple customers come by. Truck just They just bought the truck not too long ago, and they're having a bunch of issues with it. It's been in the shop ever since they bought it. And honestly, like if you're a dealership and you're selling one of these to people, like that's horrible. You know, I'm telling you. Yeah, no, the EGR system on these, like that gets really plugged up like really fast. You know, most of the people that are buying these trucks, like they don't know how to take care of a diesel, which is one of the biggest issues. You know, so now that you're getting this secondhand, that whatever damage was done by the first owner has already been done. That's why you can find these trucks with very low mileage, because they always had issues. Like, so the fuel system on these, the pump goes out. You have sometimes you have a bunch of stuff going into the fuel tank. You know, so you can change the high pressure pump on it, but then you'll still have some metal debris in the tank if you don't clean that out. The EGR system, they're really dirty. Like they plug up really bad all the time. Turbos go out on them, injectors. Oh, and this is the worst one right here. Okay, and I'll get to Dorman in a little bit too. They used to make pretty good stuff. Everything that Dorman makes sucks. So there's like a coolant line that's in the valley, runs underneath the turbo, and you start getting this coolant leak that you have no idea where it's going. You know where it's coming from. You pressurize it, it's going back to. You have to take all this stuff apart, turbo, just to get to that line. Well, Dorman came out with this line that's like metal braided. Bought the line, right? I'm like, okay, let's not put another one of these, Mopar line, on there and then have it mess up or whatever. Let's put one of those metal braided lines. Maybe it was the one I got, but from that point on, I was like, no more Dorman. Metal braided line looks great, but when you go to put it on, it's not facing the right way. The piece that goes, I think it's the banjo fitting is not facing the right way. So we ended up having to get one from dealer and put it on there, whatever, this and that. Luckily, that guy sold it right after. But we've had a lot of issues with, as far as like a lot of, well, not issues. I mean, we've had a lot of just kind of like heartbreaking stories about these trucks right here. People pay money for them, and they end up spending so much more money on them, than they're worth. I don't think these things are worth anything. But that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? This one right here, we got to replace the DPF on it. I mean, it's already had, according to the customer, it's already had the fuel system replaced on it. So hopefully they cleaned out the fuel tank, so you don't have issues there. It's a 3.0. Right. So this engine is made by VM Motori, an Italian company that became a subsidiary of Fiat. So that makes sense. I mean, most of the stuff that comes, like, BMWs, Volkswagens, what is that? Glorified Volkswagen, Audi. Most of the stuff they make is basically just made to last through a lease. So once you buy it after the lease, you're screwed, bro. You got to replace one little coolant line over here, and next thing you know, you breathe on the rest of the lines and all the lines, and now you're in like 10 grand in just coolant, stuff. Or yeah, it takes 14 hours to get to a thermostat or something. Like it's crazy. What I'm recommending about people that buy this, that want to buy one of these, or already have, if you already have one, get yourself in a position where you can get rid of it. If you are thinking about buying one of these, don't buy one. Like, try to figure out, like, why are you buying this? Like, if you're going to buy a diesel to haul something and you just don't want that big 2500 because of the fuel and because of this or whatever, you don't buy a diesel truck thinking about, oh, I'm going to save all this money. Like, you buy it, like my diesel truck, I know that when I take it out, I'm going to spend some crazy amount of money on fuel because I'm going to be pulling my hauler, my trailer, and, you know, I'm going to go have fun with it. I'm not gonna be like, oh man, I want, you know, to save all this money on fuel. Or I do it to have fun, you know. If I didn't want to do that, if that wasn't my thing, I would never buy a diesel to begin with. Just to save on fuel? No, it's not. It's not, you know, more gallon per mile or whatever. You might as well get yourself a little gas truck or whatever, and you know. Not to say that anything out there is worth anything right now, but no, yeah, I would say don't buy one. Not this one, not the Chevy one. I mean, I don't even know if Ford has a small baby diesel. They probably don't. They're probably. I'm not even a Ford guy, but they're probably smart from not getting into that headache right there. They probably do have one overseas though. Like I think in other countries they do have a Ford makes a little diesel. But then again, you know, they're probably not covered with all this after treatment stuff that makes these engines really work harder. Don't save the environment, and then they just, you know, continue to cost the customers a bunch of money, really. So don't buy them. Yeah.